The biggest mistake that you can make when you move to another country is not realizing that you might be here for a long time. I have talked to a lot of people who are planning to come to Estonia, and they often say to me that we will stay here only for maybe 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, and then we will move somewhere else. But they forget moving to another place and moving to such a different country like Estonia is not easy. It is very, very challenging, and it's also very, very rewarding. And once you do that, once it makes you understand that moving to another place is not necessarily a piece of cake. So you end up staying there a lot more time than you initially expected. Keeping that in mind, there are 3 things that I really want you to understand before you move to another country, giving my example as I moved to Estonia. Number 1, first, learn the language from day one. Even if you are coming to Estonia for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 5 years, doesn't matter. Start by learning the language because it will greatly open your doors to everything around you. I often say that if you don't learn the language in Estonia, you are maybe seeing and understanding 3% of everything that is around you. But once you start to understand the language, people become more open, things start to reveal themselves to you, and almost 15 to 20% more of Estonia is opened up to you. The biggest mistake that I made was that I realized that I am comfortable speaking in English, and my life was going on when I spoke English, and it wasn't so bad. But as soon as I started to learn Estonian, things changed, behaviors changed, and everything was way different than I anticipated. Moving to Estonia or moving to any other country that you are moving to, learn the language from day one. Even if everybody around you speaks English, it will open up a lot of doors for you. Number 2, understand the financial implications of what your accommodation is going to be. Rental versus buying a property. Now, if you are financially well and stable and you are coming to Estonia, then it's probably a very great idea to invest in a property somewhere instead of renting, because every year the prices have gone up since the 2008 property crisis. So what I would recommend to you is, if you are financially able, if you are financially stable, then you should definitely consider these 2 options for the long term. As I said in the beginning, it's really important that you consider long term, even if you are planning to move abroad for 2 years, because I'm guaranteeing you that in 90% of the cases you will not move after 2 years or 3 years. You will end up staying here for a lot longer time than you initially thought. Try to make as good financial decisions as possible, keeping in mind the long term. This includes, as I said, rental versus buying a property. This also includes your pension plan and these kind of things. What are you going to do about that? My only advice is to think very, very long term. And number 3, and the final mistake that you should never ever make, thinking it would be mentally easy. Let me break it down to you. You will get depressed. It's no question about that. Depression will happen. You will feel lonely even if you are with your significant other or husband or a wife. Things will not be easy, and you definitely go into a crisis. This is actually a good thing, because when we go into a crisis, we are creating a new personality from within us. And I have realized that in order to create a new personality within me that is living in Estonia, that is thriving in Estonia, some parts of me had to die, and depression is exactly that. It's part of you dying that are not necessarily going to adopt to this environment. So you have to change, and change is going to be painful. It will be very extremely mentally hard, but understand that through this mental challenges and all these things, a new you will be born. We often talk about changing our lives. This is exactly what it looks like. It is painful. It is going to hurt you a lot, but it will be the most rewarding experience of your life. That I can guarantee you from my own experience right away. It will be difficult, it will be challenging, but it will be definitely worth it. But when you're coming here, prepare for that time, the stretch that you will not feel like talking, or you will feel lonely, or you will feel depressed, or you will feel like wanting to go somewhere else or back home. That is inevitably going to happen, but with some support, looking inwards, through some mental health techniques, you can persevere through that, and I promise you that the ending is going to be a lot more rewarding and you will be a much better, much happier and much fulfilled person. I hope this video was helpful. I'm making a lot of content on and about living abroad in Estonia. I have been making a lot of content about Estonia, but I want to talk more about many different things as well, and I would really like to know what your challenges are living abroad, relationships, financial, work. I'm posting a lot of work related on LinkedIn as well, so you can definitely check that out. I wish you all the best. Happy clicking. You can reach out to me all the time. Yesterday, this week, I helped about more than 10 people who were coming to me with their job offers, asking me whether or not I can tell them if this is okay or not. All the best. Take care. Bye bye. And I will see you in the next video.